Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm back this week with the technological scare Cell. Not to be confused with The Cell with Jennifer Lopez. This is a horror book about what happens, what's really in those cell phone waves. Anyway, this was published in 2006, when there were still a few remaining stragglers who didn't own cell phones and didn't want to. And it was adapted to movie in 2016 at the very height of the indictment of smartphones for zombifying people everywhere. Now, both this book and this movie get right into the action within minutes of the opening scene. The difference being that in the book, Clay is out on Boylston Street in Boston doing some leisurely shopping when all hell breaks loose. And in the movie, he's in the middle of Logan Airport when the pulse hits everyone's phone, and if they're on it, their brains get scrambled, and they either go feral and beastly, or they go into self-destruct. Later on, we find out, depending on their psychological constitution. Two such scenes are included in the movie from the book, which is a guy attacking a dog and biting off its ear, and a lady who just bull charges her face right into a wall and knocking her own teeth out after yelling, "Who am I?" a couple times. The stories, book and movie, come back together in content as Clay, whose aim in this story is to find his son and make sure he's okay, all while avoiding these bloodthirsty automatons. And as he joins up with Tom and then Alice and then later on Professor Charles and his star student Jordan, who have this all figured out. The pulse corrupted their brains like a computer virus and converted them into these automatons with a hive mentality. Their phones constantly play soft rock, but what's not in the book is that fax machine noise they all make with their throats, which looks to me like just an added layer of creepiness in the movie. The idea to burn them was both in the book and the movie, but the steps to get that done were very different. And also in the movie, it was done with several layers of grotesquerie added. In the book, they plan this out with greenhouse sprayers, and then they get far enough away. In the movie, it seems almost spontaneous. The professor stabs one in the leg, and it does nothing. Then they go get the sprayers and roll over this heap of sleeping automatons with all the required grossness of bodies being crushed, but they still don't respond. Then he lights them on fire, and then they get up. The Raggedy Man is in both the book and the movie. In the movie, he doesn't really do much. He just appears as like a manifestation of one of Clay's graphic novel characters, which serves to provide a clue, like an Easter egg clue, as to how the movie ends, which is very different from the book. Now, the movie ends with Clay reunited with his son, and they're headed to Canada. But this turns out to be only in his subconscious, because in real life he has been automated and is just strolling along with the rest of the herd. The book ends with Clay making a phone call to his son on a cell phone, and the story ending abruptly with the call being answered, and the interpretation is left up to us as to whether or not he is still himself. Now, the idea of machines declaring war on people has been done before by Stephen King and in the movies, and I'm not talking about the Terminators. Sometime in the near future, we'll talk about Maximum Overdrive. Right now, I thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.